Hi everyone, and welcome back to our dialogue system series. In the last episode, we got our provide options working, allowing us to ask questions to the player and then responding to those responses. So in this episode, we're going to make our NPC now react accordingly based upon the conversations they've had. So this is now taking the conversation from one to the other. So let's take a look at how we do that. Okay, so our NPC currently has entry points set up like this. Okay, and I want it to not have to deal with this has spoken to stuff over here. We want to handle other things too. We want to make it so like if we answered a particular question correctly or give a certain response, maybe they do a different action or be aggro to us, whatever you want to do. We might want to make a binding to this one. So we make a delegate on here. Now blueprints out of the box don't let you assign delegates easily. So for example, you can't go on here and add a delegate. You can't, it won't let you. Okay, so but they are still available, it's just not selectable for you. So there is a trick to this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an event dispatcher for on dialogue ended, and for on dialogue ended I'm going to drag that out and call it on end dialogue. So we'll put that back on there. And then on start dialogue, when we initially start the conversation, I want to send that across to there. So let me get rid of this empty one I just made. I'm going to drag out on dialogue ended and do bind. And if you just drag the delegate pin over here to the start node, it'll add it to this end here. So we'll do an end dialogue. And dialogue delegate. Meaning that back on NPC, whenever I do one of these things, let's just refresh that. I did not compile it. One sec. I did. There you go. With this, I can now bind it to a custom event, for example. So dialogue ended. Yeah, so I can now bind that to absolutely anything and say something like, well, has spoken to has already happened, but that's a bit messy. Don't want to be dealing with that. I wanted to be dealing with more with gameplay tags. Okay, so something tagged related has come into it and assigned it to it. So let's take a look at how we need to change our entry point here to be a singular tag to actually be a gameplay tag container. So let's go to our dialogue participant component. So in our dialogue participant, we're going to add in here some tags, and those tags can be a container. Gameplay tag container, and might as well make it editable. So essentially, that's going to be our sort of working memory of what the NPC has spoken about or done or whatever. This is the conditions basically for the conversation. So it can be used for absolutely anything. So in here, that's where they're going to sit. So each participant will have their own tags. And then on the NPC itself, the entry point is going to be gathered from our dialogue participant, and we get the tags from there. And we're going to plug that into the entry point. Now, the entry point at the moment is a singular tag, so that won't work. Okay, so we need to change that to be a tag container. So let's go ahead and change that. And we'll call this one tags. There you go. I'll change that incoming tags. There we go. So in changing the tag here, you'll notice it hasn't come across and changed the tag over. So this is a weird thing that happens sometimes. Just delete it and put it back in again. Incoming tag. There we go. And that should be a container. Yes. So in here, we want to do a query. Okay. Does container match tag query? And the tag query here, we're just going to make one. And we'll make the query of, does it have all tags, any tags matching? Okay. If any tags match, dialogue entry points. And put that in there. If it does have a matching tag, I don't want to do anything to it. I don't want to add any tag to it. So false, true would be none. If it's false, i.e. doesn't have any matching tags, I wanted to add in here the default entry point. Like that. Okay. And that'll be set to entry point container, which then gets passed through to the thing, to the dialog tree. So yeah, a little bit of a change there. Now, if I go back to my dialog on my NPC, I can now plug my tags into the incoming tags there, just fine. And on dialog ended here, I could take those tags and I can now add to it repeated visit. So I'm going to do add tag. And we're going to add to it the dialog entry repeat visit. Okay, so don't need this has spoken to anymore. We can get rid of this. We're now using tags. So let's take a look at what should happen here. So running back in. Let's go talk to the character. And I got to talk to him again. Locked in. And let's take the look at that. And that'll probably be because on our, yeah. So entry point container, we're adding a gameplay tag for if it is equal to nothing, adding this value to it. Otherwise, I want it to equal, I want it to also bring in the tags that I've actually brought in. I'm not actually using them. These incoming tags need to be set into here. So I need to make the entry point container here. We're going to do, move that aside and do entry point container set that the same as incoming tags. And then we tell it to add, give it that now, the new tag if it needs one. So we'll just test that out now. And correct. Yep. Welcome back. Okay. So NPC now can do things related to our conversation. And what you do with it, it's totally up to you. You can just pass through any information you like through the dialogue being ended here. However, we may want to know some more information. We may want to know some information coming from the dialogue ended about stuff that's been said. Okay, because there's no way for him to know if I chose the correct answer or the incorrect answer. Okay, we want to remember that. So that tag needs to go across into there somehow. Okay, so let's take a look at what we do now. So on the dialogue ended here, we need it to have the delegate pass through information. So we're going to go back to dialogue component. And on the bind event for dialogue ended, we can click on this, go to inputs, and we're going to do a gameplay tag container. And we're going to do outgoing tags. And that container, hit compile. We just have to refresh this node. And end dialogue and refresh this node. Like that. And back on our NPC, we should see the outgoing tags coming into here. Okay. And I want to probably plug from there. I want to combine it with the gameplay tags that we already have on our dialogue participant. But honestly, up to you. You can do this whatever logic you like. But totally up to you what you want to do with that. But we do need to know that information going across to that. So how do we get that? Well, our dialogue here has dialogue ended this outgoing tags container. I need to build that up as we are talking to a character. So we're going to drag that out and promote that to a variable. And we'll call it outgoing tags. Okay, so now we've got that. We need to build that tag container up via our component here. So going to go back to our dialogue example. And what I'm thinking is we'll do it on a say line. So let's go to say line. And let's add a variable in here for the tag. Gameplay tag. Make sure it's a gameplay tag, not container. Yep. And on enter state here, I'm going to take the dialog system and I want to add a tag to the outgoing tags there. So we're going to do, actually, let's do a function on it. Let's make it a bit tidier. Add outgoing tag. And that's going to have an input for gameplay tag. Like that. We'll call it one tag. And on the tag here, we're going to build out our outgoing tags here by adding a gameplay tag to it. So as you're talking to people, this is going to be added in and building up this outgoing tags. And then when they finish, it gets presented back to the NPC. So let's go back to say line, and from dialog system here, add outgoing tag, and connect that up. Okay, so to see if this is working, what we need to do is first of all make tag here editable, and go back to your dialog tree. So we're going to add a tag now to our correct. We're going to go to the tags, and we'll add a new tag to it. We'll choose the source there, dialog. I'm going to put in the name of the NPC, so NPC, and I'll put in a response here, say good at maths. Okay, and we can now select that from our list of tags. So this tag is going to be awarded to us when we get this line come up. Now, when that gets passed through to the outgoing tags onto the NPC's participant, we need it to handle it on a repeat visit here. So let me just minimize this one and repeat visit entry. So it goes into here. I then want it to do another branch out, but based upon whether I've got it right or wrong. So we're going to add a child state to that. This is going to be a group, much like repeat visit entry is. So I'm going to change that to group. And it's going to have entry conditions. And we're going to have the entry condition of, does it contain a match tag query? Similar to what we got up here for entry points. And in this case, I'm just going to pick all tags matching for the NPC good at maths. Okay. And I'm going to change the order of this a little bit, like that. So this one is a group. So therefore, I'm going to add children states to it. It will try this one first. Okay, because it goes in order. It's going to try this one first. And whoops, I forgot to change empty here. Change that to dialog evaluator entry point container. And here will be the say line. So we go say line. Welcome back. Math wizard. And transition on-site completed to tree succeeded. Okay, so if he has the good at maths tag, he'll do this one. If he doesn't, he'll keep going to 2-1. Okay, so that is the logic behind that. So if I go behind and push, go back in and push play, talk to the character, answer the question correctly, and let's take off my various testing things. Okay, and then go back to the character. Welcome back, Math Wizard. And then just to show you, if I get it wrong, he won't say that. I realise he won't come out the thing. I have to make it so he can actually leave without it. Hang on, let me just do that. Let's go back to here. Make this one on take completed, do tree succeeded. Okay, so now he won't get stuck in that loop until I get it right. 6, incorrect. Okay, so I've got it wrong. If I go back, talk to him, he'll just say, welcome back. Okay. Now, the beauty of this sort of style as well, being using state trees, is that if I wanted to, on that welcome back, is I can go back, rather than tree succeeded, go back to that question, give the player another chance. So I can do, rather than state completed, we can go back to 1-2. Okay, so that's it. If you wanted it to say after welcome back when it is incorrect, you want him to go back to the question, you won't be able to tell it just to go to 1-2 because it will fail at this default entry because this won't work anymore. Because it's not going to be true anymore. So you can go back to the root and go down to here and do this again. Okay, so you can't go straight to 1-2. If you wanted to put the question in again, you just put it in here again underneath 2-1. But yeah, there you go. So the purpose of this whole dialogue system was to be as flexible as possible for any type of game, any type of dialogue system that you're trying to create, giving you plenty of options to go ahead and create more dialogue. Now, at the moment, we've been building this out with an example at the same time as building it. So what we're going to do in the next episode is build a new example from scratch without having to build any new systems and showcasing how that could actually work. So you can watch the next episode right now over on patreon.com/Ryan Laley. We find all our videos early before anyone else. Massive thank you to all our patrons and YouTube members for their continued support in the channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell to be notified of all our new releases that we do each week. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.